Hi, my name is Kate and welcome to my channel. Today my guest is Stephanie Nicolaou. Stephanie is a doula and also she is specializing in tantric therapy. She is helping women to go through pregnancy and connect with their bodies. So in this series of conversations we talk about connection between birth experience and sexuality, sensuality, and our relationships as women with our bodies. So I hope that conversation would be insightful, and if so, please don't forget to like it. And now to Stephanie. It feels like there is a lot of fear from women's side about the birth, like it's going to be something, I'm afraid of, I feel anxious about. And experiences of other women having traumatic births are out there and we can hear them. So if there is anything that could we could do in advance, so we prevent a bit this situation.
It's very interesting when you said we hear a lot of stories. A woman during her pregnancy, she's very sensitive, she's opening, she's receptive, her senses are more receptive. So any kind of information like this goes straight through. I work with women that they're so empowered, and then they've heard something from someone, but what if this happens to your baby? And then they totally blocked because of this sensitivity. So I think socially and culturally it's really important to bring back the positive birth stories, the empowering environments. And for women, if they need to protect their space a bit, put boundaries. Actually, this conversation doesn't make me feel good because, and I'm not talking about being in the clouds. I'm not talking about not having a plan B or knowing your options or knowing how birth is unpredictable. I'm talking about protecting your environment, because the way what you feel is also what hormones are produced in the body, and then that's the waters where the baby is being born, is growing. So I think the first thing will be awareness. Again, education, understanding that a woman has options. Then feeling if something makes her feel uncomfortable, she can put her boundaries. And there are so many social constructs that say, I shouldn't say that, I mean polite. But even this very thing, then I see how it plays out in birth. For women that didn't speak their truth, they didn't say what they needed, they allowed things to happen to them. So if a woman starts feeling uncomfortable in a conversation, she can say no and start practicing putting boundaries. And the other thing is, if she feels, what was there for me in this? Is it my fear or is it an actual danger? And that's a very important question, because when we are in fear, we cannot really distinguish between danger and fear. So this is one of the areas that I work a lot in the birth preparation with women, is how to use everything that is coming to them from their experience and go deeper into the messages that their body is giving them, their emotions are giving them, and this way preparing for birth. And when a woman prepares herself this way, then she most probably she is more likely to have a birth that is less trauma than have a birth which is really traumatic, like going into this in this new thing unprepared. And when I say prepared, I don't mean that the body doesn't know how to give birth. If we didn't have all the mental, emotional things that then affect the body would give birth. So working on the beliefs, working on the mindset, getting support, and protecting herself, putting her boundaries are the things that I would say.
And my personal takeaway is knowing your body in advance before giving birth and connect to your body, which probably will also increase the sense of safety, because you're sort of safe in your body. You feel that you could be safe in not a given environment, but in a specific environment, and you can actually co-create this environment and influence, which is much more important even.
And even I've had a story of a woman describing to me how, because she had built this connection to her inner world and her own bubble, even when things went a bit not as expected, meaning she've heard these things, the heartbeat of a baby goes down, which is something that can happen during birth. It can go down and then it can go up. And she had to be transferred from a birth center to a hospital just to make sure that everything is okay. She said things were happening outside of me, but I felt this pillar that was holding me there, and I just felt that everything will be okay. She felt her connection to her baby. Now in this state, if she goes out of herself, then that's where birth can go in different ways.
And I think the biggest lesson, and one of the biggest lessons from birth for me, was that you don't have to be, at one point you feel like you're a passenger of a train and the train just goes and you're like, whew, you are carried away. But at the same time, it was that it doesn't matter how you actually birth the child. If you prepared and connected to yourself, and that it could go sideways. It happens. It's probably being open for unknown. That is something that is really important, because just life flows, something happens, and it could go any way.
Birth is the ultimate teacher of unpredictability, which makes us need to have more trust to life.
And to ourselves. That the body knows what to do.
Yes.